Hi everyone, I thought I'd get on here before I change to jump in the shower. Jump in the shower and get changed, I meant. I saw, first of all, hello everybody, nice that you're here. Anyhow, I saw the little TikTok video that Miss Chantal put out, not only regarding me but regarding other people also. TikTok, really? Don't know, it's a bit strange, isn't it? You know, a woman with your experience and talent on the internet just to go and do a skit on TikTok. But never mind, you involved me and I'm very flattered. I'd hate for people to think that, you know, you've got an obsession with me, because that would just be too awful. You know, there's a saying in Arabic, and that is that any deed is judged by its motive. Let's think in a minute, Chantal. Any deed is judged by its motive. When I come on here and I make videos that are regarding you, and I've made a couple of videos regarding Jen, initially I set out to be helpful without giving you pats on the backside for being in the mess that you're in because you've done it yourself. So, but my motive was not to slay anybody. Having said that, I sort of take great enjoyment in slapping you down when you get too big for your boots. And I'm afraid it's got to the point where I don't think there's any boots that would fit you. So, Mr. Salah, is it on? Is it off? He was on TikTok. He did send a rose to somebody. Now he's off there. Again, let me remind you, any deed is judged by its motive. So I assume that you contacted him and that you read in the Riot Act nicely, wearing your hijab, and said that, why are you still on TikTok? You know, people are saying this and this. And immediately Salah would have said, oh, I just forgot to delete, or, oh, my little brother was using my accounts, and has closed his TikTok down. Again, any deed is judged by its motive. Do you think he closed it down so as not to be in contact with any other females? Or do you think he closed it down so as to keep you sweet, to keep you on board? And why would you want to do that? Well, in your own words, you are a professional starfisher. You make a decent salary or wage. You are a boss bitch, except when you come face to face with people, as you did with French Fried Girl, and then you're not so much of a boss bitch as a little pussycat. You're a boss bitch and you are pretty. So all those things. A professional starfisher, you make a decent wage, you're a boss bitch, and you're pretty. And those four things make up the package according to you. And why wouldn't anybody want to marry you? Anybody. Nowhere have you said anything about your personality, about kindness, about loyalty, about love for your family, for your friends, about laughter and enjoying life and living it to the full. Nowhere have you said any of those things, because the things that are important to you are being a professional starfisher, making decent money, being a boss bitch, and you're pretty. In fact, you're prettier than 95% of YouTubers, according to you. The filters sort of do you a lot of favours. They get rid of all those, well, they get rid of a lot of plumpness and slim your face in, widen your eyes, enlarge your lips, get rid of any little spots you may have, get rid of the clogged, dirty pores that are dotted all over your face like freckles, except that freckles are attractive, and get rid of all the broken veins. I said this before, the filters. You don't film without filters. I did have a picture, actually, I was looking at. I don't know whether it's still on here. Oh, it's not working. Yeah, there it is. You see, you're prettier than 95% of YouTubers, including what? I'm gutted. Do you know, at your age, I was in the Middle East. My hair was down to here. It was black. It was in a curly, I can only describe it, it was a curly wig, and the best I can describe it is, if you've ever seen the King Charles the Second, and he's got wigs, his wigs right down here, well, that's how my hair was, and my own thick black hair. And I was still skydiving round about that time also. It was around about the time I stopped. I was in the Middle East. It was coming up to Desert Shield, Desert Storm. I believe they invaded Kuwait on the 2nd of August. I remembered that because that was the date that Alf and I first went, the day that Alf and I first went out on our date. So that's what I was doing at your age, and had a very, very, very full life, just like you're very, 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 very happy now. I can't imagine sitting in a filthy, dirty bedroom with fruit flies on their flight paths all over, back and forth, landing on your head, landing elsewhere, and you laugh at it. I can't imagine sitting in a room that's as filthy as that, ordering your takeout meals full of grease. Pee! Food's here. And little Dobby trots down to get your food. Little Dobby trots back up with it. You open the bags yourself and then just sling them back. So all this horrible rotting food after you've eaten what you fill is left around your room. for days or weeks on end. Filthy room, it must smell horrible. It must be horrible for the cats. And I know I've seen people defend you when you were just throwing fresh food on top of old food for BBJ. And people were saying, it's only a cat, you know. Cats are living sentient beings and they deserve respect. If you're not going to look after them properly, maybe, you know, there was a time when you did, but I'm talking about now. And if you're not going to look at them after them properly, let somebody else have them. You know, I'm sure there's breeders galore who would have that beautiful cat off you and look after her in the last days of her life. You're horrible. Really horrible. So anyway, you've made this TikTok video calling me. What did you call me? What did you call me? Did you call me a bully? Did you? I think that's a case of projecting. Classic. And you say you'll stop the ageism if I stop the fat shaming. I'm not fat shaming. As I say, you know, deed and motive. My motive initially, if you recall, when I've made videos before, they haven't been quite so caustic, and I did give you some information on life in the Middle East, which you, on your high horse, looking down your beak at me, decided to ignore and throw back in my face. And now, you know, you're just offensive. I find you offensive, and I've got a channel. I've got a voice. I can speak out against what's going on, and so I do. I remember also the video you made where you said that married man who you were sleeping with just a couple of days before you said you were totally in love with Mr. Salah, that married man you were sleeping with, I remember you saying he was obsessed with you, that you had to block him, that you know, he was in love with you, and no, you didn't have to pay him, and you didn't pay for the hotel rooms. He paid for everything. Deed and motive. If he did pay for everything, what was the motive behind his deed? His motive was simply to enjoy your professional starfishing, I guess. Topic of conversation among all those men, all those exotic men in that house you used to visit. But what jumped out to me was you said he paid for the hotels, plural, and dinner and everything. That's nothing to be proud of. That's taking money out of the pockets of his wife and his children for you. You who boasts about making $25,000 a month. For what? For promoting your perversions all over the place. That was money taken away from his family, and that isn't anything to be proud of. Put yourself, if you can, you say you're an empath, put yourself in the place of this man's wife. Put yourself in the place of being Salah's wife, and he was doing the same. And the person concerned, the woman, said, well, she's in another country. you know. If you and Salah had got married and you had to come back to Canada until residency or you being there was sorted out, what have you, and you came back and you were married to him and you found he was sleeping with another woman, and this woman said, well, she's in another country, it doesn't count. How would you be feeling, empath? How would you be feeling about that? Anyhow, much as I offend you, much as you dislike me, much as you think my face is ugly and my size, what's my size in the US? 6. I'm size 10 to 12 here, so size 6. I don't mean 6XL, I mean size 6. So much as you think my size 6 body is nothing to envy, you should be so lucky, eh? And after 3 children. The body, they say, without wanting to preach, but the body is a temple. And it is. As spirits, without going into any depth, but what I believe is, as spirits, we choose to come back to earth at a certain time. We are given a body as spirit. We're given a body by the Almighty, and therefore that body should be treated with reverence, with respect. That's something you know absolutely zilch about. Keep making your sea videos because I think they're funny. And to everybody else, I'll be back. I've been in the garden this morning. It's about, don't know what time it is, about 4, half 4. And I've been up since before 6. So I'm pretty tired. I'm going to have a shower, put my nightie on and read for a couple of hours. So I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great evening, everybody. Great day, great evening. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.